Don't try so hard. Just be who he has created you to be and let him do the rest. And love people. Love your neighbor. Love your family. And teach them the heart of God.
Hey there, thank you for waking up with Happy Ass, where we come together to go in mind, body, and spirit so we can in turn go out and make the world a brighter and sweeter place to live for ourselves and for others. And you know what? My guest, my friend today, does that all the time. Jade Patronis.
Good morning.
You know what's so funny? So what's so cool is years and years ago, I need you as Jade Hartzog. So it took me I'd say to people, do you know Jade Hartzog? They go, they go, Jade Patronis? I go, yeah, Jade Patronis. That's right. Well, so I just get that.
Well, my daddy will always claim me. Yeah. I don't know about my husband, but my daddy will always claim me.
He will never not claim you.
That's right.
So I'm going to use some words to describe you, Jade.
Oh.
Okay? So number one, you maybe the one person on the planet that matches my energy. Maybe. The one person on the planet.
What an honor.
Because most people don't match my energy. But you 100% match my energy. I feel you when I walk in the room. So, Jade, this is what I think about you. I think you're fun-loving. I think you're joyful. I think you're a Christ follower, energetic, loving, light. You emit light. You attract light. You're dynamic. And you are gorgeous.
Oh,
that's
my
what I think
goodness.
about you.
Thank you. That's how I feel about you. I want to be you when I grow up, Karen.
I love. Then you never grow up.
Right.
And
I love it. That's beautiful.
So I love words. I love words to describe people. My husband and I, when my husband was alive, when we'd write each other a note, I'd say, dear, lovable, amazing, honorable, precious Hugh. And he would say, dear, angelic, darling, delightful, energetic Karen. So we always put adjectives to describe each other.
I love that.
And it was always happy adjectives.
Yes.
Always. It was always a bunch of words to describe each other.
And there's power in your tongue. And you speak power or you speak death.
There is
right?
one girl, you're singing a song.
Yes.
And that's what I talk about a lot on my Happy Ass Life. It's
yes.
The power of our words, the power of our intention, and all those things. So one of the things that you do, you're also called the Lipstick Diva.
Absolutely.
So tell me how the Lipstick Diva started and what that's all about.
I was at a place, I had turned 40, and I was kind of figuring out where I was. I was no longer in the workforce. My children were older and starting to middle school and didn't need a mommy full time. So I had to reinvent myself. And God has such a sense of humor. I did not wake up one day and say, hey, I'm going to go make lipstick. That's not how it happened. But I was raised in a beauty shop with my mother, like Still Magnolias.
I didn't know that.
Yes. We had a beauty shop in our house. It's still there. Wow. And so I was raised around color, coloring hair, coloring makeup, coloring fingernails. So I love color. Then I was in pharmaceutical sales and sold drugs. So I know, right? But I took the two and made my own line. I was selling for another company, and I was selling in our restaurant steak, lobster, and lipstick.
Wow.
And I was selling so much lipstick. And one day I thought, well, there's a niche in the marketplace.
Oh, yeah.
And it was for mom and pop stores. It was for gift shops because not everybody's going to run to these big stores. And I found my niche in the marketplace. So I went back to my chemist and I started working on my lipstick. So now we hit the market. We've done very well. We pulled it all back in because now we're having everything made in America. And we're about to hit the market again, but this time nationwide in a real big way. God has just opened doors that I could never have opened.
So the Lipstick Diva is, and I know you've been doing it for a while, so it's going to now go into, you're going to wholesale it into stores that can retail it?
Yes.
Oh.
And maybe even on the TV home shopping networks.
Shut up.
You'll have to wait and see.
Oh my gosh. Well, so now that lets me know, because you're kind of a prissy girl like me.
Absolutely.
Let me say if you're like me, I will not leave the house unless I look adorable.
Right. I want to.
Ain't happening.
No.
ain't fat. I try to look adorable in my house by myself.
I do too.
Because it feels good to look cute and look nice. And in fact, lately I've been posting what I've been putting on every day because that's kind of a joke because my husband always wanted me to show me, he loved for me to show him what I was putting on. He thought he said, you just look so precious. Your mom will be so proud of you.
I love that.
Because he knew that I was from a long line of women like that.
Yes.
That, honey, my grandmama was still putting on her Merle Norman lipstick when she was 87 years old.
I love that.
I'd have to go to the store and get her cold cream. Yeah, honey, I'm seriously.
And let me tell you, those Merle Norman ladies, they are loyal. They won't wear anything like Merle Norman.
But I will tell you
They
something.
are loyal. I
Merle
love
Norman
it.
does have some good waterproof mascara.
Everything
They
they
have really good.
wonderful.
I mean, some places still have it. Like Bonifay has a Merle Norman store. Can you believe that?
Isn't that crazy?
Cracks me up. So that's exciting. So are you excited about your lipstick line going out like that?
I'm in a place of waiting. And you want everything and you want it to happen so quickly. And I've learned so much where God, I have had this lady come in and pick up my business, almost like Shark Tank. And I can't tell all that just yet. And I thought that, you will know her when you see her when I tell you her name. But it's taking time.
We'll have to do part 2 and you tell us.
We'll do part 2. But it's a place of waiting. And God reminds me, he shows up so often. And he's like, I've got you.
Right
you
on
don't
time.
have to turn around
Right on
and
time.
look.
Don't worry about it. Well, another thing that the reason I wanted to talk about some things with you is, like I said, I love your energy. I love it. It just excites me. I always feel good in your presence. I always get lifted. One of the things that you do that is so funny to me, you are so comfortable going live on Facebook. You just act like, this is what I do.
Well,
and if somebody else is in the room that might be embarrassed by it, well, sorry.
to move on.
How does your family handle that? Do your children do okay with it?
It comes and goes. Jimmy is so funny. He's like, Mama, you need an off button.
I love it.
Yeah, he has the same personality.
Oh, that's funny.
And Nicole, my daughter,
She's
is real funny.
She's
cute.
darling.
Now, you can put her in front of a crowd, and she just takes over. So she can do it as well.
So precious.
Thank you.
Precious.
Thank
So how's your husband handle all your crazy? My husband,
the grumpy grief.
I know you do. That's so funny.
Because we're so opposite. He runs. He runs from the camera. He doesn't want any part of it. But he watches every move I make.
Yeah,
he watches everything. He loves it. He just doesn't want to be on camera.
Yeah. My husband was the same way. Hugh was very, in fact, really, when people found out that I was married to Hugh, that knew Hugh, they went, wait a minute. No, you're married to Hugh Smith? No, there's no way. You can't be married to Hugh Smith. Because Hugh was like this. And I was like, and so people really couldn't believe it. But we really complimented each other. And he did not want to change me. I didn't want to change him. He loved my energy. He loved my enthusiasm. He loved my energy and my excitement about life.
Yes.
But he didn't want any part
He didn't want any part of it.
and he never went to all my stuff. Like if I really wanted him, like if I was winning an award or something, he was always there.
Yes.
But if it's some kind of fundraiser and he didn't need to be there, he would always tell me to invite. I had a guy in my office, this darling gay guy. He said, "Please just invite your gay husband because I just." It was okay. It was okay. I didn't care. I didn't care. So I want to ask you. So I've used all those words to describe you. What's something else I may not know about you? What's another word that describes you that might say something about you that I may not know? Something about your personality.
I just love how you describe me because that's how I would describe you. You light up a room before you ever walk in. Like, I hear you coming, and I know when you walk in, I mean, there's just something about you, but not only do you have happiness, but you walk the walk. You don't just talk the talk, you're real.
Thank you.
And I would tell you that about me. I'm real. Now, it takes Jesus and all his disciples to keep me in line. Because as one of my friends says, Jade, you're real passionate. And what she means by passionate is,
You're a lot.
I'm a lot. And if I get mad, get out of my way. Because I'm happy and fun.
Yeah.
But if I get mad, you better get out of my way because whatever's going to happen, you deserve it by now.
Okay,
But
I didn't know that about you. That's why I was
Yes.
asking you if there's
Yes.
something else I didn't know.
That's that way.
No, I'm not.
You're sweet always.
I'm super sweet. I really am. I'm super chill.
Yes.
The only things that really make me mad, and I don't understand it.
Yes.
I don't understand meanness.
Yes.
I don't understand jealousy.
No, I don't.
I
either.
don't understand unkindness.
No,
I don't argue with anybody.
that's good.
I don't argue with anybody. Nothing is worth arguing with.
No.
I live like I think you should live.
Yes,
And I set an example of what I believe that my God would have me live.
absolutely.
But I'm not going to get up in your business and tell you what to do. I'm going to let God tell you what to do.
That's right.
And not my
That's right.
business.
I'm
feeling-
learning that.
Yeah, I think I learned that by growing up in an alcoholic home. You really learned how to live and let live. You really learned the serenity prayer. I bet I said the serenity prayer 1,000,000 times a day.
Sure.
And that's just what you have to learn. But, so you and I both, because we're real funny about, we like to look cute. We like to dress cute. We like to, fit in our clothes. And I've had times when I didn't fit in my clothes. And so we like to call each other and say, yeah, I did it. I did it. But and one thing that I think is so funny about you, is our friend Karen Tays at Elysium Med Spa. Oh my gosh, Ashley's out there recording all this. Ashley, this is so funny. So she will just bust into Elysium Med Spa where they're doing Botox and all these different things and tirzepatide, and she'll just jump in there and just start talking to everybody. And if she's about ready to have Botox, you invite us along to watch you get your Botox and your filler.
Absolutely. Well, I look at it like this. We should all encourage each other.
Yeah.
And what I love about Karen is you will never find anyone that will outwork her. Now, you're a hard worker, and Karen is a hard worker. Both of you will run circles around most people. And I believe in giving credit where credit is due. And that girl is a single mom, has worked so hard. But not only that, I have known Karen my entire life since preschool, but Karen was with me on one of my darkest days. My grandparents were in a car accident, and my grandmother was killed at 81 years old. And I was literally standing over the lady that was in the car with her, begging her to live as they were flying her away. And Karen was her nurse flying her to another hospital. And Karen took me in her arms, and I was in such shock. And the words she spoke to me and promised me she would save her. My grandmother was gone, but by golly, her friend was going to live, and she did. But Karen has walked through some hard times. But she's so talented and so light and happy. She's done so much. There's so much depth to her. And I believe in encouraging women. I believe in helping women. And what she does is a gift because we're all getting older, and I'm like you. I want to look pretty.
Listen, I'm going to kick aging's butt.
That's right.
Just kicking and screaming like my girlfriend to let the hair go gray. I'm like, girl, what you talk about? Not me, baby. I'll get me a third job. Ain't doing that.
No.
And so I have done Botox several times. I hadn't done it for quite a while, and I went back and got some, which is wonderful. But then I decided to get filler because I'd never gotten filler before. So I called. I knew that you had gotten it. So I called you and said, I'm scared. I'm scared.
Yes. Oh, honey, don't be
Girl, you're gonna be
scared.
fine.
Yes, we birth babies. What's a little filler? I call it tune-ups.
Yeah, right. I know. I love it.
I had this one lady on Facebook. She said, girl, you're going to keep doing so much Jesus isn't even going to recognize you. I thought, honey, well, you need to get in there and line up.
That's all. I think the good news about Jesus, he looks at our heart. He don't care.
No, he wants us to look good.
He wants us to look pretty. Yeah.
He gave us our personality.
So I love that about you. I love that you're so, and I asked you, it's kind of funny. I said, now, if I talk about anything on here you don't want me to talk about, we can erase it. And he said, girl, I don't care. I'm an open book. And I know, and I bet, I have a funny feeling like your husband, Jimmy the Greek, Nick the grumpy Greek. That is so funny. I know he's going, oh gosh, she did not just say that. She did not just say that. Yeah, that's so funny. And what people don't know, well, a lot of people probably know, but y'all have Captain Anderson's.
Yes.
And how long has Captain Anderson's been here?
Almost 60 years.
Wow.
We're going on 58 years, I believe.
So that means that when I was a little over 5 years old is when Captain Anderson's.
Yes. Well, it was actually a breakfast place. The Andersons owned it.
Wow.
It was a little breakfast place, and I guess all the fishermen would go in there and eat before they'd go out, maybe.
Wow.
And when Jimmy and Johnny took it over, they expanded. They even served lunch, and then it eventually became just dinner.
Yeah. I did not know that. That is so cool. That's so cool. So one thing that I know about Captain Anderson's, besides it's fun and it's delicious, is the employees have been there about 1 million years.
For decades.
I mean, they don't leave.
No, they don't.
That is hilarious. At y'all's place and Angelo's, I've noticed those two places, for whatever reason, the employees are there.
They stay. We have one, Miss Nell, and my son calls her Mama.
Oh.
So he has a work mama and he has a mama at home. And I get a little jealous, I think, because he spends more time with her than he does with me.
Now, does your son work there too?
Full time.
Oh, wow. Well,
So he took his first steps there. He was
so
raised
cool.
in the business, and
that's so cool.
he jumped right in and is doing very well.
That is super cool. So Captain Anderson has kind of always been like the place. I mean, the place everybody goes, and I think my favorite thing is the Greek salad.
Oh, it's
love the Greek salad
good.
with the grilled shrimp on top of it.
Yes.
love that
Delicious.
stuff. It's one when the crab meat and stuff like that. But so
Yummy.
you don't work there all the time, but you go to the gift shop and do different things and pop in and
Yes. I do all the ordering for the
Yeah.
gift shop with my husband. We go to market and I do a lot of buying. I guess he thinks, whatever she likes, all the women like at this point. But I've been doing that with him since we opened the gift shop about 25 years ago. And at one point, I did work in the gift shop. And my children have worked in the gift shop. Nicole still works in the gift shop. And Jimmy is in the restaurant.
So the gift shop, does that do pretty well? People really
It does
enjoy the gift shop?
extremely well.
Yeah,
it's
that's
the
awesome.
waterfront market. So you
Yeah.
can actually come in and buy fresh seafood.
That's
You can buy
cool.
the desserts, or you can buy all kinds of gifts. It's a
That's
very
awesome.
nice.
That's super cool.
So-
And what is really cool, and I don't know why I didn't know y'all were doing this, but you have the Captain Anderson Event Center.
That's not us. That's the Anderson family.
Well, I just learned something here.
And people call all the time, and I'm like, honey, you better call the Andersons. Call Susie.
Okay,
We
so
all work
the
together, help each
Andersons
other.
that used to own the restaurant still own Captain Anderson's Event Center.
Yes.
Well, shut your mouth.
How about that?
I just learned something new. You learned it right here, people, on My Happy Ass Life.
You need to have Susie on here to tell you.
Yeah, that's cool. So, I've been to several comedy shows there.
Oh,
Yeah, and they're sold out. I mean,
Amazing.
sold out. I've been to wedding rehearsals there.
Nice.
I went to just a comedy. Do you remember Kevin Nealon from Saturday Night Live? He was hilarious.
he was there?
He was there. He was hilarious.
Wow. Next time you call me.
Oh, listen, I laughed. He was funnier than I even thought he would be. He was
Really?
so funny. Well, Jade, I mentioned to you that I've been doing this for a long time, and then we started the weekly. But this is the most exciting thing ever. I now have sponsors.
I'm so
I know. Like it feels like I'm really professional because I have sponsors
Yes,
that actually write a check to me so I can do this. It's pretty cool.
amazing.
So
You
one
deserve
of them, his name is Brian Yormack. He owns Bay Tax. I did not know about this because that's not my spiritual gift about those kind of things. I have people that do that.
Right.
But Bay Tax has this certain thing they do called cost segregation. And all that means is when when you have a building, like a business like this, you depreciate the items in the building. Yes. But you usually depreciate them over like 30-something years. Well, this is this system, it's all legal, that you can depreciate them in a escalated fashion so you can take the tax deductions now
Nice.
instead of trickling them. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. So it's a big number.
That's fantastic.
It's a big, big number. It was many hundreds of thousands of tax savings.
Really?
And it cost me $25,000.
Wow.
Yeah, it's pretty amazing.
amazing.
It's amazing. So Bay Tax, They're amazing. They also were the people that are doing the ERC. Let me see what that's called, because it was called the Employee Retention Credits. It was for people, remember, that kept their people during COVID.
Yes.
And if you kept your people during COVID and you didn't lay off anybody and stuff like that, you can get tax credits and stuff like that. So they do that too. That's almost done. Okay. But I believe that they're going to even extend the cost segregation, and it's a really cool thing. So please call them Bay Tax. They're amazing people. Another people that you would love to know, and I'll show you my summer kitchen, the Final Touch Design. They do remodels for kitchens, bathrooms. They do a lot of summer kitchens. In fact, they use this product called Nature Cast, and it was invented by some little fella out in Freeport.
Really?
Yeah, he invented this thing, yeah. And so it's your summer kitchen. I'll show you mine.
Yes.
It looks like it's brand new. And that is 3 years old, and it doesn't have any weathering or anything.
Now, when you say summer kitchen, is it a full-size kitchen or?
Oh, it's a beautiful, big, gorgeous grill. And of course, it's aqua.
Oh, of
From
course
Spring
it is.
Beach.
I
And
love
it's got beautiful cabinets with little fish ornaments. It's beautiful. Ice maker. I got a refrigerator. I got a
Really?
sink. Oh, yeah. It's fancy.
Oh, you've got to show me. I love fancy.
I'm fancy. I'm fancy.
Yes, you are.
So, yeah. So, call my sweet friends, Marcia and Skip Wall at the Final Touch Design. And this is what's so cool about them. The reason they're sponsoring me is they said they wanted to sow seeds of positivity in our community. They wanted to keep my podcast alive because of what we were doing in the community.
I love that. Yes.
Okay.
Good people right there.
And I had to thank Beachy Beach because I now have partners now. So I have to be a very good steward of my money because I have partners. I can't be all willy-willy.
Yes.
So, but they love what I do and they believe in it. So there you
they
go.
do.
So we had to thank our sponsors. So thank you. Thank you. Their numbers will be in the show notes so you can use their services and bless their business. So I'll ask you about something off camera about your beauty pageant stuff. And I'm going to tell you an honest truth. And you ever remember being a young person or and you felt like maybe you weren't good enough for people? Did you ever have a time of your life like that as a girl?
Yes.
I had a lot of
The
that.
ugly girl.
I had a lot of that growing up. I didn't feel like I was good enough for the popular people or some of the real pretty girls. Because I always thought, number one, I wasn't cute when I was younger. But as I got older, I was cute, but not pretty.
Right.
So I didn't really feel like I belonged. So when we were younger, you were in beauty pageants and you won several beauty pageants. And I thought you were too pretty for me to be friends with.
Oh,
I know. But then when I met you, you were a hoot and a holler. And I remember Karen Dozier. Remember Karen Dozier?
I love
Well, Karen Graham. She was Karen Graham and Karen Dozier. And she told me, she said, oh, she's sweet as she can be. She's funny. She's a hoot. And I realized that you were. You were all those things. So tell me about that. What made you be in beauty pageants? Tell me a little bit about them because we all have these misconceptions about them. So tell me about that.
Well, first of all, I can't believe you would even think that. You're so precious.
Yeah.
You are. And I was always cute, chunky. My mama would tell me how beautiful I was, and that's only in the eyes of a mama. But you know what? Over time, she said I was her late bloomer. But I considered beauty pageants a sport. And it's not really about your looks. Like, what is her name? Gone with the Wind. My mind's gone blank. Scarlett O'Hara.
O'Hara, but what was her name? Vivian Lee.
Yes, it was.
Vivian Lee.
Vivian Lee. She always said beauty only lasts 3 days. And that's true. You live with someone for more than 3 days, you don't care what they look like. It's how they act, how they treat you. And pageants sometimes really get the bad side. And you see that. To me, it was a sport. And I looked at it, it was an opportunity to travel the world. I traveled with the USO, with the Bob Hope Show. I traveled with Miss Americas. We would greet military from all over the world. It paid for my college education.
Wow.
So I was debt-free and I had spending money. I mean, it was truly amazing. Yes.
Spending money
in college. I know, right?
Bananas.
Right?
Yeah. Wow.
So it was truly my sport. And it wasn't all about the swimsuit competition. you'll win a pageant in your interview. So there has to be depth to
Oh,
you.
yeah. I see that. I
You
believe
can
that.
fall off a stage and win the pageant in an interview.
I believe it.
And that's what helped me, because I was not always, I was always that chunky one with the freckles, and my mama created a lot of depth in me, and school did too. And being that person, so one day when I did blossom, there was way more to me than you
That's
got.
awesome.
You got past my looks real
That's
fast,
awesome.
but
That's
you're
awesome.
sweet.
So where did you end up going to college?
I graduated from Troy University with a degree in business administration and marketing.
A whole bunch of people in my hometown went to Troy. So when I grew up in Enterprise, Alabama, the home of the boll weevil, you had a choice of going to Troy, Auburn, or Alabama. That's pretty much what you did. But I went to FSU. So I was a little rebel, you know. Well, I didn't go to school till I was older.
Okay.
Yeah, I went to school when I was older, and I just ended up going to FSU.
I love that.
But so tell me about what do you think you learned the most from your experience with the beauty pageants?
Oh, I learned so much. And you learn a lot about life. And it's a competition. It's definitely a competition. I learned to be very real, to be myself, because I saw so many that were not.
Yeah, that you see that too. It's very obvious to me.
Yes. And I truly believe that you have to believe in yourself. You have to be confident, but you have to trust your gut, because so many people want to tell you, you need to wear this color. It brings out your whatever. And I would be like, I'm going to be me. Stick to who I am. And I feel like that's how you should be in life. Be true to yourself. Be true
absolutely.
to yourself.
Be authentic. So
Yes.
when you did what did you do for your talent competition?
I sang. I'm a country. I would sing country music.
Oh, really? You remember what you sang?
I sang "Break It to Me Gently." And
Okay.
I won Miss Panama City by Juice Newton. And then on the USO tour, I sang "I'll Always Come Back" by Katie Oslin. And I would sing a lot of Patsy Cline.
Oh, good old Patsy Cline.
Crazy.
That's awesome. So you like country music then?
I was born and raised.
Yeah.
My family is from Enterprise, Fayette, and Slocum.
Shut up.
I can't believe we've never talked about that. My Uncle Clarence was the town barber in Enterprise.
No.
Yes.
That's your Uncle Clarence?
Yes.
Shut your mouth.
My granddaddy was raised on a farm, one of 14 children in Fayette.
Oh my God.
Yes. Yes, the Whitakers and the Hartzogs. Our claim to fame now, we have a huge baseball player from Slocum.
Oh, really?
And he's with the Yankees.
what's
Yes,
his name?
Holmes. Clay Holmes.
I don't keep up with him.
Oh, you've got to find him. He's huge, and he's
That's
straight
wow.
from Slocum. He went to Slocum High School.
That's
And I think he's about to sign or just signed like a $40 million contract for the next few years. Straight from Slocum.
Does he want a girlfriend?
Oh, he has a wife and children.
Well, he don't want a girlfriend. Lord, help my soul. That's crazy. Well, but you were born here. Though.
I was born here.
I thought so. I thought you were
My
born.
granddaddy was born in
Yeah.
Fayette.
Yeah, I was born in Enterprise and moved
Okay.
here when I was 25, and I think Brett was about 3.
Very good.
But I always knew I wanted to live here.
Yes.
I always knew, because we had a beach house here like everybody else, you know. So I started going to Captain Anderson's and the big old Neptune guy and all the stuff and Miracle Strip. I miss Miracle Strip.
I do too.
So sad my kids didn't get to experience Miracle Strip. My mama would take us, when I was young, she would take us and she'd sit on the little swing benches. And we had to come around and see her about every hour because, you didn't have cell phones back then.
Right.
So I'd come see her. And then when we got older, she would drop us off. And drop us off and then come pick us up.
Oh, that was a big deal.
I know.
That was a real big
Yeah,
deal.
it's really cool.
Yes.
And then when we were much older, she would let us stay at Spinnaker all night long dancing.
Oh, wow.
Because she stayed, because she danced all night long at the Hangout.
I have heard about that hangout. I love it.
Yeah, my parents danced at the Hangout.
I love that.
So they didn't think anything of us staying dancing all night long at Spinnaker on the nights.
And back then, it was okay.
Yeah, it was okay. We just did. And then we went and ate at the Waffle House and then went home.
I love
and
it.
took a nap for 2 hours and
Up
back
and
at
at
it
it
again.
again.
But yeah, so my question for you too, we talked about things like the things you do with Karen. And Karen is delightful, and Karen and I are probably going to start doing some things together.
Good.
Some mentoring and things like that together as business women together. And we really are kindred spirits in that regard, you know, and I do agree that she works around that darling daughter of hers. Does she have more than one child? Or
She has two.
two? I just know the darling
Has a
daughter
son and a daughter.
that works there with her, and
Yes.
she's darling.
Precious.
So cute
Yes.
and stuff. So I want to ask you a couple questions about some things.
Okay.
I wrote me some notes. Okay. Well, no. Okay. This is the other person. You were not homeless before, so that is not the right.
Okay.
That is not the right thing. Okay. So let me find my little notes here. Okay. I love this. You and I both are. I don't even call myself. I hope you don't take this wrong. I don't call myself Christian anymore. I call myself a Jesus follower.
Okay.
Because sometimes Christian can get wrapped up into so many things.
Yes.
And so many people that say they're Christian.
Right.
And they got a fish on the back of their car.
Right.
And they're being mean to people
Right.
and unkind to God's kids because they aren't like them or don't vote like them or don't, I don't buy any of that.
No, I don't either.
I do what Jesus said. It was so cute. The Merritt boys were on. We taped earlier, and I asked them what was their main thing to do in the world, and they said to love God with all my heart and to love the neighbor as thyself. That if we
love
did that was everything. I said,
Yes.
what smart boys?
Yes, such
that's
smart
it.
boys.
So all that to say this. So I call myself a Jesus follower, and I know you are too. I know
Yes.
that your church life and your Christian life is very important to you.
Yes.
So I read this, and I thought this was real cool. It says, God's people before us have left clear paths to follow.
Yes.
What spiritual disciplines have been meaningful for you as you've grown in your faith? Do you have any spiritual disciplines that you do that you might have seen before you that you have taken on that have helped you?
Well, the power of prayer. I wake up
Yeah.
every morning thanking God. That's the first
First thing I do.
Yes. I'm so thankful for another day.
Yeah.
This is the day the Lord has made, and I will rejoice and be glad in it. And I believe you have to wake up with that mental attitude. You have to wake up knowing, because we live in such a dark world, you have to make a choice every day.
100.
I don't care what I face today. I'm going to be happy, and I'm going to look for the goodness of God in every situation.
Yep.
And I know I had discussed this with you. My family just went through something recently, and a family member had open heart surgery, and it was very unexpected. And it happened so fast. And when we were going to have the surgery, we were told that more than likely it would be quadruple bypass surgery, and they would have to replace a valve. And in order to replace the valve, they had to stop the heart. And do you remember what I told you? I already see the power of prayer, and I already see God's hand at work. It was just triple bypass surgery.
I know.
Like, come on.
I know. She said it was just. I said just triple
Right.
bypass. Well, she said, well, it was
Yeah.
going to be all those others.
Yes.
So that was amazing.
And to me, that's the goodness of God.
It's amazing.
And that truly, and if you could see my family member today, I was talking a while ago, and they were at Sam's a week later.
No way.
At Sam's shopping.
That's crazy. That's just crazy.
And a friend of ours had come to visit at the hospital in Birmingham. He had the same surgery 2 years ago. I want him to come talk to you. He needs to come in here.
Okay.
He coded 3 times and actually went to heaven.
Wow.
And I want you to hear his story, and I'm going to say that that's his story to tell.
Oh, that's amazing.
But what I will tell you is God sent him back and told him, why are you working so hard to get to me when I have paid it all for you? Go back and love your neighbor and love your family.
Oh, that's beautiful.
But I want him to tell you
That's
his
cool.
story.
That's
But, you think about that. God paid it all for us. And all we've got to do is meet him right where we are.
Right where we are. We don't have to
Right
be
where we
different.
are. We don't have
And
to prove anything.
I love what you said, because this is no bull. Every single day, every day when I wake up, every day, the first thing I do, I'm laying there and my eyes open. I go, oh. I say it just like this. I go, God, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you
Yes.
for this day.
Yes.
I get excited about it.
Yes.
Super excited about it. You know.
Yes.
So I'm real passionate about the words we say,
Yes.
to ourselves, especially because we talk more to ourselves than anybody else.
Absolutely.
So I'm real passionate about that. I'm also passionate about the words I say to other people, that they're not ever damaging or critical or anything. It's just not my place.
Nope.
It's not my place. But this is so cute. I'm going to tell you something. JJ and we just started. So when JJ goes to school, she just started at a homeschool co-op. She's a little nervous about it at first, and she wasn't quite sure. And so she got out of the car and I said, what kind of day are you going to have? She said, good day. I said, what? A good day? And I said, you're going to have a great day. I said, so now every day I go, what kind of day are you going to have? She said, a great day, yeah. So every day, and what happened about that was she was kind of like this. But when she said, I'm going to have a great day, her body picked us. And she started laughing.
I love that.
So it changed everything.
Everything.
So I heard this new thing. This is so fun. So y'all, I'm gonna give you this little tidbit. This is a fun thing to do. So I am, like I said, part of my book that I'm writing is about affirmations, writing affirmations. And I've been saying affirmations my whole life. I write affirmations every day in the I am.
Yes.
I talked about the other day, what follows I am follows you.
That's right.
Follows I am follows you. So this new little thing we're doing now, and I got it from somebody else, when we see a stop sign, when I'm out in the car with the kids, we have to each say a positive affirmation about ourselves.
I love that.
So we hit the stop sign today, and I said, I am creative and energetic. And I said, what are you, JJ? And she said, I am stylish. Because she loves to dress.
I wonder who she takes after.
She likes to dress stylish.
I love that.
Yeah, isn't that funny? So that's what we're doing now. So when we hit a stop sign, it's our cue to say a positive affirmation about ourselves.
I'm going to start
Isn't that funny? So you do it with everybody in the car, do it with your family. It doesn't have to be a stop sign, a red light, whatever. Just pick something and let that be your cue to say a positive affirmation.
I'm going to do that.
Isn't that fun?
Yes, I love
it. I love it.
I love it.
Okay, so the other thing I wanted to ask you about, because you said, of course, you had some dark times when your grandmother died and Karen was there. I read this too, and I'm probably going to have a podcast about this. That's actually maybe next week's podcast. I put possible podcast, and it says the lure of everything. And I have a problem with that. I am excited about so many things. Like I said, I haven't written my book because I'm busy doing fundraisers. I'm busy doing this and that. But I can't do everything. So there's the lure of everything.
Yes.
And this is what I said. I wrote, deciding what I want my life to be about isn't that hard. I want kindness, compassion, forgiveness, encouragement, generosity, peacefulness, and growth. But this is the hard part. But deciding what I'm willing to give up for those things is another story.
Yeah.
What does that bring up in you? Do you have anything in your life that you're going, I want all these things, but is there something you got to give up to do that?
I have learned that if it steals your peace, it's not worth it.
Amen.
If it steals your peace, and you have to set boundaries, and that can be anything in life. It can be friends, it can be family, it can be habits, but if it takes your peace, it's not worth it. If it costs you your peace, it's not worth it.
I feel that way too, and I was always that way with my husband. We were so peaceful and kind with each other.
I love that.
It was the most peaceful, joyous 20 years of my life.
Yeah.
It was peaceful. He allowed me to be me, and I allowed him to be him, and we just didn't argue about things. We just didn't do that, and peace was important to both of us. But one of the things that, for me, that I work on really hard, and I alluded to you that when I was younger, I thought I wasn't good enough, and I still, to this day, at 65, somebody will say something about me being I don't want to say it. I'm embarrassed, like a successful businesswoman or a power. I go, who are you talking about? I still don't feel like I belong in the rooms with those people.
Oh, but
do you see what I'm saying?
The Bible will tell you you're a masterpiece. You know that.
That's true.
And you are God's masterpiece.
That's true.
And he has
And
created
he's never made
you.
a masterpiece just like me or just like you.
You're one of a kind.
One of a kind. One of a kind.
And God has created you to do everything that you're doing. He already knew.
Yeah.
And he has so much more for
And
you.
he put all those things in me.
Yes.
All the
So-
things you got in you are what makes you do what you
Yes.
do. Yeah.
So I'm
Yeah.
telling you, when you walk into a door, when you walk into the door, you own the room and you don't even know it.
And
So you need to remember that.
thank you. I need that pep talk. Isn't that funny how we still have these things? Because when I was younger, and even today, I'm not I tease and I say I'm an introverted extrovert.
I love that.
I love people, but I also have to have a lot of alone time.
I do
a lot of me
too.
time. I'm really a lot of alone time.
Do
and
you
I
think-
love people, but I'm sometimes uncomfortable in a big group unless I'm in charge of the group.
Yes, me too. I'm the same way. I think that's a control issue we have.
Don't say that.
I know I'm a little bossy.
Yeah. No, we are leadership types.
Yes,
We're leaders.
leadership types. There you go. Yes, my brother. He's going to say, no, she's just
Bossy.
bossy and has been from day one. I will tell you, though, I require a lot of downtime and alone time.
A lot of alone time, me too.
I truly think it's because we have so much that we have to reel in and just chill. Like, I like to just crawl in the bed in my pajamas,
Yep.
watch TV. I put my doggies in the bed. Nick's at work, and I like to have my alone time.
Yeah. I that's why I spend, a couple hours every morning by myself before I start my day.
Good for
Pray,
you.
meditate, exercise, read, do things like that.
Yes.
Write every single day.
Yes.
And just a dream day for me is when everything cancels
Yeah.
and then it's rainy
Yes.
and I can get on the sofa and read a book or just
Yes.
scroll Instagram reels.
Yes. I love it. Good for you.
Isn't it crazy? So another thing I wanted to ask you, because I wanted to know this about you. And first of all, thank you for always being an encourager to me. You're a super encourager to me. And there's times I have to call you on the phone because I'm scared about something.
I'm calling you too, girl.
And you say you're going to be good. Everything's good. You stop and pray with me at the red light, so that's pretty cool. But are you, one of the things I still deal with, and I'm still working on it, is I try to not be a people pleaser.
Oh, and that's so hard with our
I
personality.
try to be a person who does things because I want to do them,
Yes.
not because I think the whole community wants. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? So I still have a hard time with that. Do you have a hard time with that?
I do too.
Okay.
But I'm learning to say
Yeah.
no.
I'm really working on it.
And I've had to learn that there are times you have to put yourself first because we're so busy trying to help others, and that's our personality.
Yeah.
But you can't pour from an empty cup.
No, you cannot.
And we have got to be full.
Yeah.
And there are times I'm like, put everything down. I just did it yesterday. I went to bed.
Wow.
I went upstairs to my daughter's room because we have some work going on in our home right now. I turned my phone off. I closed the doors and I slept for 4 hours.
Wow.
I was tired.
That's crazy.
I needed rest. And I told Nick, I said, just don't bother me. Let me sleep. I'll come down when I'm ready. And I did.
That's crazy. That's wonderful. I love that you can do that. I'm raising an 11-year-old and a 13-year-old. So you know that you are in the car.
Yes.
You are living in the car. But what I'm trying to do, I'm trying to remember that that's a wonderful 101 time with those kids to talk about things and talk, time that we can really spend together. And now, especially since I go to different schools, I'm in the car with Jet by myself going to Breakfast Point Academy. And then I'm in the car with JJ going to her homeschool co-op.
Love that.
So it's pretty cool. But I am really trying to find a way. I will go a month and not have a single day that I have not been in the road. Not one day.
Right.
Not one day. And I'm trying to learn to say no and do that. So I'm
What do you mean to spend a day where you're not driving and on the road?
just
Just stay home.
just staying at home.
Yeah.
Being
You
at
need
home.
that.
I mean, my house, looks condemned. I mean, you run in, looks like a frat party.
Well, and you need to enjoy your home and your surroundings.
And it's cute. I got a cute
Your
home.
house is, I want you to come to my house.
like all those colors in my bedroom, don't you?
I love it. I don't know if that's wallpaper or what.
It's wallpaper. It's wallpaper. Yeah.
That is so happy.
Isn't that fun?
Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
I'm going to have a slumber party.
Yeah, I know it is. Well, we'll do part 2 for our podcast when we talk about Lipstick Diva and where it's going and everything. Sitting on my bed.
Okay.
Like
I would
girlfriend
love
said.
that. I won't leave.
So I want to ask you too. I love this. So this is something else I wrote. And this is from Shauna Niequist. Shauna Niequist is one of my favorite authors. She wrote the book Savor, and she wrote, she wrote the one about people that are too busy and doing things. I can't remember the name of it. I've talked about it. I'll put it in the show notes.
Okay.
But she said, deciding what to give up is like yoga for the superhero, stretching and pushing, and ultimately healing that nasty little person inside who exists only for what other people think. And so
That's a lot.
I know. So that's what I'm striving to do right now. I'm striving to be, because this is what I think. I think that I can't be the person that God wants me to be, truly be.
Yes.
And be the person that all those people out there want me to be.
Oh, no.
It's impossible. That's too many people.
You weren't made for that.
That's too many people.
You were made to take the road less traveled.
Yes, baby.
And you were made to create your own way.
Yeah. So I'm working on that. So
And I was too.
I'm so thankful I have people like you to remind me of that.
Girl, you don't fit in a box. I don't either.
No, I don't fit in a box.
No, you
do I?
don't.
Yeah, I'm glad I don't.
I don't think people would expect us to because when they see us and talk to us, they know we're not going to be in a box. But I've always been different, always. And I'm thankful.
I'm okay with that now.
Yes.
Yeah, I think as a child, I wasn't so sure about that.
Right. Me
But
too.
the older I get, the more confident I am that I am how God made me.
Yes.
And I am doing what I was put here on this earth to do. And that's what I was made to do.
Yes.
So, Jade, I have absolutely had so much fun talking to you.
Thank
Is there anything that we didn't talk about that you want to say to all these amazing happy asses out there? I've got this beautiful, my people love to make life brighter and sweeter for other people.
Yes.
Period. That's just who they are. That's who watches this.
I love that.
So, do you have anything you want to share with anybody before we go?
Just what has really hit home with me last week when my friend told me about his experience going to heaven. Just remember, God has paid it all for us. Don't try so hard. Just be who he has created you to be and let him do the rest. And love people. Love your neighbor. Love your family. And teach them the heart of God. Show them the heart of God. And just be you.
That is because you can't really do a good job of being somebody else.
No,
for sure.
Just be you because God created you to be so unique.
You know, I just, we didn't know we were talking this long. We were having such a good time. So we are definitely going to have to do a part 2.
Yes,
and we're gonna do it
absolutely.
sitting on my bed.
Maybe part 3 and 4.
Maybe make some popcorn, make some popcorn and and have all that fun. So I have loved being with you today. I want to remind everybody that coming up on March the 28th is my birthday bash and art show. The Will Thompson Band will be here. Taco 30A. My girlfriend Kay will be making some delicious cakes. We will have beer and wine provided
love
by
Kay.
Yeah. Oh, and she's great.
Oh, she just made a king cake for me this week.
Oh, yeah, she told me. Is that the best king cake you ever had in your life?
The best. I mean, no one in New Orleans can make
No.
it.
Listen, in fact, I've had them before after Kay made them, and I went, I mean, you can't. Once you've had the best, you cannot settle.
That's
And that's the way Kay was.
Once you've had the best, do away with the rest.
Yes, yeah, baby. I like that. I love it. I love it. So yeah, it's wonderful. So what else are we going to have there? Oh, with artists, like with 25 plus artists selling their things. We'll also be getting a ticket at the end for everybody to have a chance at winning a piece of art at each station.
Wow.
Yeah, so that's pretty cool. So y'all, happy you joined us today. We are so excited. Cannot wait to share all this love and joy with you. And you know what I'm going to tell you? Be sweet, y'all.
Yes. I love you, friend.
I love you too.